Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today is a really special one because I'm going to be taking you through an EFT tapping modality. First, I'm going to want to explain a little bit about what EFT is, how I first came to be using this self-help healing modality, especially to treat stress and trauma and anxiety. And then I want to take you through a tapping technique that you can apply at home. So if you are watching this on YouTube, that's going to be really helpful because you're going to see the meridian points that I'm tapping on. If you go into the show notes, you should see our YouTube channel, so you can link that and then just follow along with me. I know the first time tapping, the first few times, I definitely preferred a visual, but now I just like kind of wing it and do it on my own, eyes closed. Or to really level up, I do it in front of the mirror. And I actually have a meditation pillow directly in front of my big mirror, my big, beautiful mirror that took 4 months to get to my house. Oh my gosh. COVID shipping delays. And that is how I like to do tapping. So first, before we dive into that, let me just share a little bit about what EFT is. I had brought people into an EFT tapping technique back when I did my Renove Your Life workshop. And throughout these podcasts, we're now on episode, I think 5 or 6, I've mentioned tapping, and I'm getting a lot of comments on YouTube, a lot of DMs just saying, can we talk more about tapping? Can you share more about it? And I guess it's felt surprising to me that not more people know about this amazing modality that I have used to work through trauma, treat anxiety, work through stress, work through limiting beliefs, and come out on the other side feeling so empowered. And it only takes a few minutes to have radical results and shifts in your energy. So this is has been just so transformational, and I'm so excited to share with you. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as tapping. And what it does is combines a combination of cognitive therapy with acupressure. And for those who don't know, acupuncture and acupressure are different and they're pretty explanatory. Just hear me out if you don't know, but acupressure is when you touch the body. Acupuncture is where you puncture with needles, and both techniques are huge and widely studied in Chinese medicine and beyond, over the years, where there are meridian centers in our body where energy really flows. And they say that the disruption of the energy systems is what really causes issues in our body. It causes issues with our emotions, physical ailments. And so really just keeping those energy channels open, unblocked, is where we're really going to feel energetically vibrant and most alive. And I think we can all relate when we're going through a really heavy season. And I've been personally going through one where when we're not feeling good, we're not thinking good thoughts, it immediately and radically impacts how we're feeling in our body. So what we're really doing is combining cognitive therapy, so talk therapy, with tapping on meridian points. And what is really fascinating about EFT, and I didn't know this until I had recently gone in and studying it more, but we really want to use the power of negative language to tap on the meridians while speaking the thoughts we want to get rid of. Let me explain that just a little bit more. What that means is I used to only tap on positive thoughts that I want to feel, which is amazing. But if you are a person who loves the idea of affirmations, but find that you just feel like you're faking it, then EFT could be a really amazing modality and self-help technique for you, where we're combining and tapping on energy centers to really unblock, move the energy. And then so what happens, and research shows this, you can go and pull the research. I didn't want to pull a whole research paper for this podcast. I'm just sharing it from my perspective. But when we tap on the meridian points and the centers, especially where we're holding that fear, those traumas, just those disruptive energy emotions, we can actually begin to move it out of our body and change the genetic code and the genetic makeup in which our body is really holding on to whatever it is. So tapping is a way to really move through those stressors. And there's a whole lot more of the science that you can get into and study. I'm not going to do that on this podcast episode, but I highly recommend it. So I first got turned on to EFT back in 2016. A client of mine at Orange Theory had told me about it. She was like, you check out EFT, just tap, 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 and kind of focus on what you want. And she had just got, I believe she had just been trained in it. It was fairly new. And I'm like, what? Like tapping on my chest. Well, 2 weeks later, I ended up running my very first 5K and I ran it in the sand, like thick, thick, thick sand. And I was running it and I was pooped. It was my very first kind of race, one of two I've done. And I was feeling pretty much like giving up. It was super hot. It was just, I don't like running long distances, I'll tell you what. And most people will be like, 5K is not long at all. And it's not. I just still don't like it at all. I would much rather be in the gym. Anyways, I'm running and I just hear her voice in my head telling me about tapping. So I just start tapping on my chest and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. Like, I know it's hard, but like, I can do this. I'm going to finish this race. And I just started tapping as I'm running. Well, I got this like sudden urge of where all that stress had just kind of like washed through me and I was able to finish the race. And not just that, but I got second place and I ran a 6:23 split time, which was pretty good for my first race. So I won like a little trophy. It was super exciting. And that was the very first time I had tried tapping. Flash forward to 2019, I really kind of got into it at a big live conference and started kind of playing with it, practicing it. Didn't really know what I was doing, but just knew the meridians to tap on. Then I went and got certified in it this past February, and that is when it radically started changing my life. I started implementing it every single day, waking up as part of my morning routine where I would just take where I was feeling beliefs, limitations, just fears that were coming up. And I would just go sit in front of the mirror or close my eyes and sit right over here by my desk. And I would just start tapping on the meridians, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. And what I found was it would take me about 5 to 10 minutes. And I would start with the negative thoughts, the negative beliefs that I was experiencing, the fears, the shit we don't want to say out loud. But if we don't voice it, we're just going to stuff it down inside us. And so I just started vocalizing what I wanted to clear. And you got to kind of sit with it for a second, which can feel uncomfortable, but it's only until we're able to really look within and be honest with ourselves that we can really change. And know that like with tapping, you're by yourself, you're in your space, you're in your element, wherever that is. And if you don't yet have a sacred space to have your morning routines or your morning rituals, your evening rituals, wherever you kind of bring it in, go find a space. It can even be in your car. I do it like parked all the time. I just pull over. I did it this morning in the car before I got out to walk to the beach. So since I've been tapping every day since February, and we're now coming up on August, I would say it has been one of the most important transformational tools for me to move through anxiety, fear, just heavy emotions, self-doubt. It's allowed me to really step in with confidence and to just have that time with myself every day. Only for a few minutes is all I do, but it has helped me just leap so far, so much faster than I would have thought possible. And it's the best gift that I want to give anyone. And so when I was posting and everyone was asking about tapping, I was like, okay, I got to do it. So here we are. So I'm going to take you through a tapping technique. I actually posted on Instagram to see what limiting beliefs you wanted to let go of. So I'm going to pull that up here in just a second to give you guys a few minutes to like answer like what you're ready to let go of. And then we're going to let go together and we're going to tap together. But just to show you, if you're watching on YouTube, or I'll just like vocally do this, like tell you where, so you know, but we are tapping on large meridians in the body, the main 8. Now, I've seen some people who tap and add certain other meridians in, some don't. So it kind of is like a personal preference. So I'll show you where I tap. I always start with a karate chop, right at that fatty tissue of your palm, right where like the base of your pinky connects with your wrist. We always start there, and that's the karate chop. And that's where we really assert the bullshit that's really going on that we really want to let go of. And we just start tapping there and talking through it. And sometimes I'll stay there for a while and just like get it out. But then what's really important is we actually want to take that same languaging and move it in through our entire meridian system, well, the major 8, as we're going through those sequencing. And so I'll start crown of the head. And some people kind of tap one hand and then the other, almost like a alternating. I really like to just kind of do both and almost like give like spidey fingers because I just like how it feels tingly, and you'll feel it right on your hairline, right on your crown, wherever it feels the tingliest. That was the advice that I got from my girl Amanda Bible, who I was certified in EFT with. That's how she describes it, and I really like that. So just the crown of the head, and then we go into right at the top of your eyebrow. So it's almost like just the top of your eyebrow, and then it's the side of your eye, like your temple, and then we tap underneath your eye, and it's just very soft, but a little bit of pressure, but still very gentle. And then we go right under your nose, so right above your lip, and then the chin. We then move to the collarbone. Right underneath the collarbone is where I like it. And then the side of the body, which is like hairline directly under your arm on your ribs, like directly parallel with your nipple line, if that makes sense. So I just tap right there. And then I'll tap on the karate again. And I've seen some people, I'll just take 2 hands together and just kind of bring that fatty tissue of the pinkies together and just kind of slap there. So that's the cycle that we do. And again, we always start with that karate chop of that negative belief that we want to let go. We run it through the body, stating what we're ready to let go of. And then we make sure before and between each round, we're really thinking about the issue we want to let go of. We're rating it on a scale of 1 to 10. And then as we go through each round, crown all the way through back to the karate chop, we want to sit in, acknowledge the emotion, acknowledge where we're feeling it in the body, and then rate it again on a scale of 1 to 10. And what you're going to find is that is going to drop so fast, so rapidly. I'll go from like a high 8 of anxiety all the way down to a 2 or a 1 within 4 minutes. So it's a really amazing technique, and I hope you guys love it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull up my Instagram, and I'm going to see what limiting beliefs you guys want to get rid of. I also have a worksheet from when I did the live event, the RXL workshop, and I have answers that you guys were ready to let go of from there. So I'm going to pull from a combination of both. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is it's a whole range of things that you guys want to let go of. I'm seeing binge eating, feeling good enough or deserving to be happy, that I can't do something because other people already are. Oh my God, I love that one. That is so good. Trust issues and anxiety, that I won't find love at my age. Oh my gosh, those are so sweet. Thank you guys so much for sharing. And see how beliefs like this can drastically affect someone's life, how you show up, how you approach conversations, relationships, how you act in relationships. These little issues can absolutely be worked through. Definitely, if you need more guidance, I'm a huge proponent of seeking therapy, trauma therapy, EMDR. All those are amazing modalities, and I always recommend walking through a professional. I am just on my mission to reign over my life, and I'm just sharing techniques that I use. So I do definitely recommend looking for a professional to really guide you step by step. And a lot of therapists that I've spoken with all use EFT and love it. So it makes me feel really good about practicing this every day at home to reset my nervous system, to reduce stress and cortisol, and to feel more confident and empowered. And it's an amazing way to go out into my day. And that's why it's part of my morning routine, is because I take this time to reset myself, fill up my cup before I go out and show up into the world. This is all before my daughter wakes up, before Miles wakes up, before I look at my phone or email. I fill my cup up first and make sure I'm standing in my power before I go out. Now, if I'm on vacation, like in Costa Rica, had an amazing time, but if I'm traveling, I can definitely fall out of this routine, and that's okay. I just tap on it, I just show up, and we move through it. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position, eyes closed, and definitely if you're driving, I would wait to do this until you get home. Again, if you want to follow along with me on YouTube, you can do it. I'm going to take you through the first time of where the tapping points are, and then from there, I'm just going to cycle through and then just hit each meridian. So you can just really feel it in the motion. And remember, we're combining acupressure with cognitive therapy. We really want to be honest and we really want to feel and we want to rate these thoughts, these feelings, these fears, these anxieties, how they're really feeling in our body, and rate that from a scale of 1 to 10. So close your eyes and feel in your body your sense of self-worth. Do you feel worthy? Do you feel confident asking for what you want, for getting that support? When I say, how worthy do you feel, rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. How much stress and anxiety is that causing in your body? Just write it down. You can write it in a piece of paper. Just take a mental note. And together, we're going to start with a karate chop. And take a breath in. And a breath out. And you're just going to repeat after me. I know that right now, I may not feel enough or that I deserve to be happy. But I love myself fully and completely. I know that right now, I feel shitty because other people are doing what I want to do, and that doesn't feel good. It actually sucks. I feel like my dreams are running out and I'm running out of time. And although I may see other people being successful, I love myself fully and completely. Continuing with the karate chop. I may be abusing my relationship with food, and food should be something that supports me and my body. But I love and honor myself fully and completely. Even though right now I'm having trust issues and a lot of anxiety, I love myself fully and completely. And although I feel like I won't find love at my age, I love myself fully and completely. I'll take a breath in and a breath out. And one more breath in and one more breath out. Now starting back at our meridian points with the crown of your head, eyes open or closed, eyes open if you're following along, crown of the head. Not feeling good enough. Not feeling good enough. Above the eyebrow, other people are more successful than me. Other people are more successful than me. Side of the eye, I can't trust and I have anxiety. Allowing ourselves to feel the emotion and continue to breathe. Repeat it one more time. Side of the eye. I can't trust other people and I have so much anxiety. Under eye. I'm afraid to trust myself and my intuition. Above the lip. I'm abusing my relationship with food. I'm abusing my relationship with food. Chin. I'm not worthy of love. I don't feel worthy of love. Collarbone. I don't feel supported. I do not feel supported. Rib cage. I don't feel seen for who I truly am. I do not feel seen for who I truly am. And the pinkies together. Lastly, I don't feel good enough. I do not feel good enough. Put your hands down, take a breath in, close your eyes, and come back to that feeling of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy to receive, not feeling like you're gonna find love. Find and locate that in your body and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. You can take a mental note or write it down. We're now gonna take the same beliefs, continue to tap, and we're gonna reframe them, starting on the crown of the head. Even though I may not feel good enough, I love myself fully and completely. Eyebrow. I know right now I'm feeling unhappy and dissatisfied with my life, but I know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Side of the eye. Right now I may be doubting my intuition and not trusting myself, but I know that spiritual guidance is available to me. Even though I don't feel empowered, I want to feel empowered. I know right now I may be overeating, but I love myself and honor my body fully and completely. Chin. Right now I may be deeply unhappy, but I know that I'm on my way to changing. Collarbone. I know right now I'm single and it sucks, and I really want a love in my life. But the first step is to love myself. Rib cage. It's not fun to watch other people be more successful, and I feel like I'm falling behind and I'll never reach my own success. But I trust that I'm on my way and exactly where I'm supposed to be. And side of the pinkies, last spot. I know right now I feel unworthy of love, of laughter, but I love and honor myself fully and completely. Close your eyes, take a breath. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. And we're going to tap again. Crown of the head. I want to feel good enough. Eyebrows. I want to feel happy. Side of the eye. I want to trust myself and other people. I want to trust myself and other people. I want to honor my body and treat her with the respect that she deserves. Nose. I want to find love. Chin. I know that I'm worthy of love at any age, and the perfect person is on their way to me now. Collarbone. I want to let go of this fear that I'm not going to be successful, because I know with hard work and a commitment of showing up, I am already on my way. Rib cage. When I look at other people be successful, it shows me that I too can reach that level. Pinkies together. I want to feel worthy to receive all the love that this life has to offer me. Close your eyes, take a breath. We're going to tap it one more time. Notice that the affirmation is going to change to I am. This is our power one. Rate it 1 to 10 where we are. Okay, starting with the crown of the head. I am good enough. I am good enough. Eyebrow. I am worthy to be healthy and happy and successful in this lifetime. Side of the eye. I trust myself. Under the eye. I love my body. I love my body. I am successful. And I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. Chin. I am worthy to receive all the health, wealth, happiness, and abundance that is already mine. Collarbone. I am full of love, and I receive all the love that this life has to offer me. Ribs. I am so grateful for all the support around me. I am so grateful for all the amazing support and people all around me. Pinkies. I'm ready to go out and seize this day and manifest anything I want. Close your eyes, take a breath in, and take a breath out. Rate that fear, that anxiety, those feelings of unworthiness on a scale of 1 to 10. And that should have come down considerably. Typically when I'm doing an EFT tapping, I will just sit down and I'll go with one core theme. Now, because I put this out on Instagram, I was getting a whole bunch of different things, different emotions that you guys are wanting to let go of. But if I were to do this by myself, I would just sit down with one core theme, one core issue. Like it would be specifically about binge eating, specifically about watching others be successful and me feel like I'm missing out, specifically on feeling unworthy or afraid. And then I would just tap all around that and let that really just flow through. So that is how I would implement tapping. And sometimes I'll do guided tappings where I'll just like sit and allow myself to be guided through something, especially if it's like my first time and I'm kind of navigating and really need that language of words I can't really describe yet for myself. But most of the time I love to just sit and channel, and whatever comes through, it just flows through. And what I find so powerful is to do tapping in front of the mirror, making eye contact with myself, and that just takes it to a whole another level. And I love doing it in the morning light, but also just sitting in the dark, closing my eyes can be so powerful. So it just depends on the mood I'm in and how I really want to tap in and let go. But I hope you found that this is an amazing tool, EFT. Definitely do some research and check into it. There's hundreds of studies of how powerful it is on helping move anxiety out of the body, turn off your fight and flight, freeze, reduce the cortisol that's pumping through, and allow you just to kind of clear your energy, remove those blockages. And then when you come back to a particular issue, you'll find that what we have found through EFT is that specifically in trauma studies, recalling a trauma event after EFT sessions actually takes out the emotion heightened response, allowing you to have a clearer perspective of what happened. And that can be so powerful as we're taking out the emotion and allowing you to be in a more neutral energy in which to choose how you want to respond, how you want to grow from this, how you want to continue to move and evolve with this experience now under your belt. And I truly believe that everything happens for us in this lifetime for us to grow and evolve and get better. And EFT is an amazing tool that I use to really process some of that hard stuff because it comes up in life. Being a parent, having a business, showing up on socials, all that can feel really draining, and a lot of anxiety has really come into my life the last few years, especially being a mom. And this is a way that I can really clear my energy and show up from a more empowered state. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you loved this week's episode. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at Coach Krystal _. I would love to see you guys. If you want to go through this technique, tag me, shoot me a message, let me know how it was, and I hope it supports you. With that, thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode, and I will catch you next week.